On the Colby Rasmus Show Tuesday night at Yankee Stadium with his solo shot against Masahiro Tanaka that set the tone for a wild card win. Rasmus has since homered 2 more times, yesterday in a victory and today in a 4-2 lead. Welcome back to Kansas City with Hall of Famer John Smoltz, AJ Pierzynski, John Palmarosi, Matt Vasgersian. It's 4-2 Houston. Scott Kazmir still out there working in the bottom half of the 6th. He gets Ben Zobrist to lead things off, and then Kane and Hosmer for the Royals. And he's fallen behind Ben Zobrist, 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, it could be a similar situation where McHugh was able to get through the inning, but if anybody got on base, they had the barrel of right and left going in the bullpen for Houston. They are ready to not take many more chances.
A strike to make it 3-1 to Zobrist, who has walked and grounded into a double play today. That double play ball did lead to a run back in the 3rd. It made it 4-2, and that's where we have stayed. Now a full count, 3-2.
And as a pitcher, when you're in the situation, if you're going to be taken out, you want to be taken out because of aggressive attack. They just got a hit, not because you fall behind 3-0 and you're not giving your manager any choice. So he's battled himself back into this 3-2 count.
Still full to Ben Zobrist. You saw 2 relievers up in the Houston bullpen a moment ago. Josh Fields, the right-hander, and then the situational southpaw, the veteran Oliver Perez, who got a big out of the Houston pen last night.
Oliver Perez is up for the same guy he got out last night, Eric Hosmer.
Zobrist sends a fly ball out to right center. Marisnick didn't see it off the bat, but recovers to make the catch. So now Lorenzo Cain, 1 for 6 so far in the series, and taking strike 1.
Started Lorenzo Cain off every at bat with a changeup and then firm afterwards.
We were talking about Scott Kazmir in the 5th and thinking maybe A.J. Hinch is satisfied right there. Instead, he runs him out there for the 6th. He does get the first out. Cain's going to put a man on base against him, however. Extra bases into the right field corner. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. And Kauffman Stadium alive with the thought of an opportunity. Oliver Perez comes out from the Houston bullpen to try to extinguish that. Runner at second with 1 gone. Eric Hosmer, the batter, still looking for his first postseason hit this year. And way out in front of a slider swung on and missed.
Cat and mouse game. Sometimes relievers are set up to face the same guys in a series, threw a sinker the first time and then followed it with some sliders. Well, this time he started him off with a sweeping slider. Maybe he'll pitch him backwards.
As AJ mentioned, this was the matchup yesterday in the 8th. Another slider waved at and missed. Perez came on to face Hosmer in the 8th inning yesterday with runners at first and second and 2 away, and got him to fly to left.
Those are 2 nasty sliders he started him out with. Hosmer went up there saying, okay, runner on second, I got to get him in. Oliver Perez came in and said, okay, I'm going to throw you my 2 best sliders I have from 2 different arm angles and sweep them way outside, and Hosmer had no chance.
There goes Cain, and Hosmer reaches out and pokes it into left center field. Cain had such a huge jump there, he was almost standing at the third base bag at the time of contact. My goodness.
Now that's a jump right there, Matt. Even you could steal third on that jump. But Oliver Perez right there out Out-thunk himself, out-thinked himself. What is the proper term? He tried the Johnny Cueto shake and bake rocking chair, and he actually threw a pitch that Eric Hosmer could just reach out, put the barrel on, drive in the third run, and get the Royals back in this game.
So now Kendrys Morales, a big swing and a miss.
You can see Kane right there. As soon as he turns, he knows he's going home. As soon as he starts to turn, Kane felt like he could walk the third, and I think that distracted Oliver Perez a little bit from Hosmer, and he threw a pitch, unlike the first two, that Hosmer could actually reach.
Yeah, because he was already committed going home. You know, the second base, you could pretty much, you can't balk, really. You could have turned yourself all the way around and not thrown to second, but we've talked about his very different Luis Tiant type deliveries, and that was one right there.
I think he was inspired by watching Cueto pitch the first 6 innings. He wanted to get some TV time, so he tried it.
Morales will hit the vacated hole. Kendrys Morales beats the shift. Runners at the corners now with one away. Oh, the shift giveth, the shift taketh away. Mike Moustakas now. Moustakas is looking for his first hit of this postseason. 0 for 5 so far.
Tell you what, if this was later in the game, you'd see one of those pinch run specialists come in for Morales, but because it's only the 6th and they're down 1, no need to press that button if you're Ned Yost.
And it's to 2-0 now.
And the reason I'd say that is you put so much more pressure on the defense, because now you take potentially a double play out of the way by him stealing, getting to second base. Of course, Morales is not going to do that.
Ned Yost's thinking, though, is that Morales has an opportunity here to get another at bat.
Right, exactly.
And he doesn't want to lose his bat later on in the game.
Exactly.
3 balls and no strikes. Anything other than a double play ball here, and we'll see Josh Fields out of the Houston bullpen to face Salvador Perez.
Green light or not?
No chance he's swinging. He hasn't looked like he wanted to swing the first 3 pitches. He's dead statue taken right here.
He takes a strike. Left-handed pitching at one time in Mike Moustakas' career gave him a hard time. That is no longer the case. In fact, he's 16 for his last 38 against left-handed pitching. Did he check it on the appeal? He did, and the bases are loaded. Here comes A.J. Hinch. There goes Oliver Perez. And the call has gone out for Josh Fields. Salvador Perez is homered this afternoon. Kauffman Stadium as loud as it's been all series long in what is the pivotal moment so far in this best of 5. A ball and no strikes.
Reliever comes in, the cat and mouse game. You're trying to decide if it's a pitcher. Is he trying to ambush me the first pitch here at home with all the emotion of the crowd? If he is, I'm going off speed. Now he falls behind 1-0. You still can go off speed if you think the hitter's going to stay aggressive.
That's a fine line you walk, John, especially in big situations when the reliever comes in. Because you know if you throw that first pitch breaking ball and it's a ball, the hitter the next pitch is like, he's got to throw me a dead red fastball, especially with the bases loaded, because he knows the pitcher doesn't want to fall behind 2-0, which he's done anyways. So now Perez can literally look for one spot to try to get a ball in the air or drive a ball in the gap somewhere and give the Royals possibly the lead.
Two balls and no strikes to count to Salvador Perez. 2-3-0. Moustakas was taken on 3-0 with runners at the corners. Sal Perez is taken 3-0 with the bases loaded. That's ball 4 as Fields misses badly, or was it a foul ball? Did it hit Perez's bat? No, it did not. credit Perez with an RBI on the bases loaded walk, and the Royals have tied it at 4.
Well, this was nowhere close, so you can tell that Josh Fields is pretty amped up. His first experience here, he's rearing back. I told you he sits on his back leg, but right now he needs to get off that back leg and get the ball downhill.
Here's Alex Gordon now. The longest tenured Royal has a chance to deliver Kansas City's first lead of the series. And the first strike from Fields. After Zobrist flied to center to start the inning, 5 straight Royals have reached base safely. Kane doubled, Hosmer with an RBI single, Morales with a base hit, and then walks to Moustakas and Perez. Gordon out in front to fall behind 0-2.
Change up right there. Maybe a little generous first pitch away when a guy's missed 4 straight. Doesn't get a real close call, but now he's ahead 0-2. Whatever he wants right here.
A ball and 2 strikes.
This is where Alex Gordon is really going to buckle down here. He has a long history of having really good at-bats, especially with 2 strikes. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fields try to elevate the ball in it, because if there's one hole that Alex Gordon has, it's kind of up and away out over the plate. You can get a swing and miss there and get a strikeout, which right now Fields is looking for.
A ball and 2 strikes to the 3-time All-Star. And Gordon strikes out swinging. So now the job falls to Alex Rios, who has doubled and scored today. And falls behind 0-1. It's a 96-mile-an-hour 4-seamer from Fields, who after the early yips and the 4-pitch walk to Perez to drive and run, seems to have found something here, another gear.
Yeah, it's awfully interesting when you come into your first game. You try to imagine what's it going to be like, and then you face the bases loaded in the crowd. And he just was too amped up. That first hitter didn't come close at all. Now he's settled down, got the ball low, and he can use his breaking ball off of his fastball.
A ball and a strike.
John, how much did that first pitch called strike on the pitch to Gordon relax him? After the pitching coach comes out, he throws a pitch that could have been a strike, could have been a ball. Either way, Angel Hernandez gives it to him for a strike. That relaxes him. I think that gives the pitcher, hey, confidence. I can throw a strike. Then he threw a next pitch, a nasty off-speed pitch to go to 0-2, and then he could just work Gordon however he wanted.
It resets the mind. If you get a hitter to swing at a bad pitch when you haven't located, that resets the mind. It's whatever you can to get that strike. You go, all right, here we go.
A ball and 2 strikes now to Alex Rios. When the Astros bat in the top of the 7th inning, they'll have the top of the order. And Josh Fields hoping to deliver it there with no more than 2 runs scoring on his watch here, and a 4-4 score going to the 7th. Two and two.
You know, for a power guy and a power curveball, it's easier to overpower your fastball and get away with it, but it's harder to overpower your breaking ball and be effective. You have to have that fine line and that breathing. In a normal game, it probably doesn't affect you as much, but in a game like this, that's the different things you have to get used to when you're up against it.
Not to mention, it's been a while between appearances for Fields. Doesn't matter against Alex Rios. 2 big strikeouts for Fields, who was in and out of trouble with 2 runs scoring in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th. It's a brand new story. The Astros and Royals all tied at 4.